listen, I understand people wanting to just feel momentary pleasure, it's easy, whatever. But you have to understand we're more than just our physical bodies.
Just like, how am I going to take this energy and make it something positive? Like, this is a very strong energy.
I think the most important thing in life is to have intention for everything that you do and put meaning in everything that you do.
Whenever you are with somebody and, like, you know, you go through that and the orgasm and all that, that is very powerful energy. That is like a high. Because we're very backlit.
Yeah, that works. That looks good. Hello my babies and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Leeor Alexandra and obviously I'm not alone today. I have the lovely Isabel Palacios here with me.
Hello.
If you guys don't already know her, which I'm sure you do because if you like my videos, I know you like her videos. Her channel will be linked below for you so you can check out all her lovely content. I feel like it should be more this way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that feels more equal. Okay, before we get into today's video, which we're going to talk about sex and spirituality. So sexuality and spirituality, which a lot of you guys have been wanting to hear about. I was gonna do a video by myself. It kind of felt awkward talking about it alone. I feel like together we're going to just give you a more well-rounded overview about it, about how sexuality is connected to spirituality, how important it is, and just kind of like our opinions, our experiences with it. Before, I want to talk about today's sponsor, which is me. I am today's sponsor. So support your local female entrepreneur. We're both wearing an Alchemy by Leeor Alexandra necklace amulet. This is the all-new, brand new goddess amulet in rose gold.
I love it. You guys, everyone compliments me on this.
I'm so
Everyone's always asked me where I get it, and I was like,
looks so beautiful on you. It's literally, it's mine. A little piece of art. You know, they're artisan made, handmade here in Los Angeles. This is the rose gold cosmic love. This helps you to attract love, attract a soulmate. This one is all about the divine feminine energy. It's about enhancing that energy. It's about enhancing your intuitive and creative abilities. And you can read all about these amulets, where they get their power from and all that on the website. That will be below as well.
I also love the Balanchine Amulet. It's my favorite.
Yeah, she's the Balanchine also.
And I have it in gold. This one's a rose gold one.
I really like rose gold on you a lot. But the other one's so pretty too. Alright, I'm so happy you like it. Okay, so let's have,
because we're talking about love. Yeah, we're talking about love. So we have our rose quartz here. It came with the Airbnb.
It came obviously, Isabel would choose an Airbnb that has rose quartz, just a big chunk of rose quartz chilling on the table. Obviously, we're in LA. Isabel's visiting.
I'm so excited.
Let's talk about sex. Yeah. So this topic is very contentious. I'm aware of that. I want to first put out a few disclaimers. First of all, mother, father, walk away from the computer. Turn around. This one's not for you. And other than that, listen. These are topics that are going to probably polarize people. So if you are very, very opinionated on this, I totally get it and I'd love to hear your opinion. All I'm asking is for an open mind, open energy, because if this is going to frame sexuality and the importance of sexuality in a certain perspective for at least one person, I'd be happy with that, because this is stuff that I wish I knew when I was a teenager, when I was in my early 20s, just stuff that I wish I knew.
And you know, sexuality is a superpower. It's so 100%. Very powerful, and we have to talk about these things, even if they're uncomfortable, even if they're taboo, whatever. We have to talk about it, because so many of us, or so many people, are asleep. You know, they don't realize what is going on with this energy. And for us, like, maybe there's a young girl out there who doesn't know, you know, how to deal with sexuality, doesn't know, like, society tells us one thing and they want to,
the news says one thing.
And it's like they don't know where to go. And from our experiences, what we've seen, you know, just from sexuality, being in relationships, things like that, it's something that you have to protect this power, you have to protect this energy, and also cultivate it in a healthy way, so that it works in your favor and not something that is shameful or wrong or things like that.
And we want to open the conversation, make things more transparent and more honest, so that the information is out there and that people can start making more meaningful decisions. And that's what we're going to talk about also. It's about having intention for sex and making things more meaningful. So what we're going to talk to you about today is sexual energy, sexual transference. We're going to talk about having, you know, one partner versus multiple partners, lots of experiences versus limited experiences.
Yeah.
And we're also going to talk about sexual transmutation, which is using sexuality for manifesting, which is something that there is information out there, but mostly for males. So this is going to be for, you know, I looked for it, and there really isn't that much out there for women to learn about their sexuality when it comes to getting things that they want.
Because we still have such a taboo thing about women and sexuality, and that's one thing is that I want to like make it clear that we're not trying to like, you know, slut shame or anything.
Zero.
With this. We just want women to be able to harness this intense power. Think of like the most powerful or the richest people in the world, how like a woman brought them down. You think about that, like the most strong, you know, it's just like us women, we have a power, and we're giving it away because society all these years has made us shameful, has made us, you know, hide it or not talk about it. And while men, they can talk about it, they can say so many things about it, and for us women, like she said, it's like a very, it's not a topic that they talk about.
So we're gonna talk about it, and we're gonna reclaim it. We're reclaiming our sexuality, but in a slightly different sense than what's conventional right now, which is about being empowered by sleeping around. So there's no judgment here. There is no judgment. This is just information. Do with it as you will, as you please.
That was a good preface.
Yeah, really good. I think we covered everything. So first of all, I want to talk about sexual energy, and this is important because I think that for me at this point, it's kind of like a given, but when I first found out about it, the fact that you transfer energy when you sleep with somebody or when you're in any way intimate with somebody, that was like a newsflash to me. That was like, what? Like, my body being with another body has consequences other than like getting pregnant, getting STDs, things like that. There's an energetic connection. We have connections, we have like energetic cords that are made with everybody that we speak with. You open the door and like accept a package or accept like Postmates for somebody, you create a cord with that person. Now imagine how strong that cord is when you are intimate with the person. So sexual energy is really important.
That's the thing, is that a lot of times we take for granted this power that we have, and we take for granted, and we think, okay, we're empowering ourselves by sleeping around. You know, we're empowering as women. We think it's female empowerment. Of course, it is female empowerment to do whatever you want with your body. 100%. That is female empowerment, you know, whether you choose to or not. But the thing is that when you sleep with somebody, you're not only opening up yourself, you know, just your body, because it's not just a physical act. It's a very, very spiritual act. And
all connected.
Yeah, so when you're opening up yourself, not to just, if you're in love with somebody, it's different. But if you're opening yourself up, like she said, you know, we already have an energy exchange when we just talk to someone or interact with them.
So when you're intimate,
it's a whole nother level. So that's why if you decide to sleep with somebody, see, is this a person whose energy I would want inside my body?
100%. Yeah. Because it affects you. So what we're talking about here is being choosy. Having like sticking to your preferences,
be exclusive,
because whoever you choose to share your body with, their thoughts, their energy, that is going to affect you. It goes to you. It really does. That connection will affect you. So I know a lot of girls who tell me, you know, I have best friends who sleep around. They like to. They feel like it makes them happy. But really, when I see them after their one-night stands, when I pick them up from them even, the energy that they get, it's the energy of that guy that they just spent the night with. We even start picking up thoughts from other people. So I was talking to you about this earlier. There's a lot of times, and this goes for male and female. Please understand that we're not just saying this happens to female. We just are females, so we're speaking from that sort of experience. But this happens to males as well. Men also pick up the energy from the woman that they sleep with. Whoever you are sleeping, or men, women and women, and men and men. Whatever sexual preference you have, whatever gender you are, or whatever sex you are, you pick up on the energy of that other person. If you are sleeping with somebody who doesn't have their life together, who doesn't love themselves, who isn't satisfied with themselves, but you're sleeping with them, you're picking up those emotions, and sometimes you'll even start thinking the thoughts that they're thinking. And if that person doesn't treasure you and doesn't value you, and they're thinking things like that while you're sleeping with each other, you're going to start defining yourself based on that person's thoughts, even though you can't read them, you can't read their thoughts, you can't hear their mind.
Like you were saying, when you sleep with somebody, you can literally pick up, you know, all those
how
thoughts.
they feel
like
about
if they're thinking negatively, like this is just like a slut that I picked up at the bar,
right,
you know, if they're thinking that of you,
they're thinking that,
they could be acting all like nice and lovey-dovey, but if they're literally like, oh, I'm just wanting to get a leg over on this person, then you're gonna feel that. That's why a lot of us would feel shame afterwards.
It hurts our self-image. It hurts how our self-esteem. And we think that, you know, sleeping with them, we're making the decision, we're gonna sleep with whoever we want, whatever. We think that that's empowering, but whether you feel empowered before doing the act or not, whatever that person thinks about you and feels towards you is going to affect how you feel about yourself. So just be choosier. Just be pickier.
One thing I like to, like, whenever I, you know, was dating and things like that, one thing that I always stuck in my mind is, would you be proud, like, just in choosing a partner, would you be proud in having a son or a daughter exactly like that person?
Wow.
That's always stuck in my head.
That's
like,
a good process, you know, to weed out the next.
Yeah, it's
that's
like,
really
would you be proud, like, of them as a person if they were your son or daughter?
Right.
You know, because think of it, if you marry that person and you have kids with them, your children are going to be a product of that.
They're going to pick up on their,
so it's like,
really
think of
process.
that, like, you don't have to be, I know, like, for people, you're probably like, well, why would I care? You know, if I'm just single and sitting around, why would I care? But it's true, guys. There are people out there with a lot of emotional baggage. There are people out there with just so much stuff they're dealing with. And if we're going through stuff too, and we take in that energy as well, you're gonna have anxiety, you're gonna get depression, you're gonna be unsure of yourself, you're not gonna have confidence, you're gonna feel, you know, really energetically drained, because first of all, it's an exchange, so you're also giving your
your energy to them as well. And if you are getting your life together and you're feeling so good, do you want to give all this good energy but take on all this negative energy? So there's something very powerful about two people who come together who have the same intentions, powerful high vibrational intentions, and when they sleep with each other, they could actually use that in whatever way you become intimate. It doesn't even have to be sex. When you use that, you can actually raise your vibration. But there has to be honesty there has to be transparency, and there has to be the same intention. So make sure you're on the same page. Listen, I understand people wanting to just feel momentary pleasure, it's easy, whatever. But you have to understand, we're more than just our physical bodies. So whatever we're putting our bodies from affects our souls. And our souls get really affected by things. Think about how easily you can be traumatized. You can be traumatized in a split second. So when you're going through an intimate act with somebody, there's a lot of emotion there, there's a lot of energy there, and that will affect you in the long run, even if it's a one-night thing.
And it might not come up exactly right after when you sleep with them, but it can manifest, you know, later on.
Weeks later, you're gonna have like negative thoughts, and you're gonna be like, where do these come from? Why do I feel so badly about myself? And a lot of the time, it's from that act from 2 weeks ago or whatever, 2 weekends ago.
You know, I used to think like it was empowering, you know, to be with a bunch of people, date a bunch of guys at once, and you know, if that's your thing, go ahead, you know, I'm not judging. But for me, you know, I felt, even though like, yes, I was getting a bunch of attention from guys, and I, you know, I was feeling empowered, whatever, like I could walk in and find any guy, whatever, you know, and in a way, like I thought that was making me more confident. I thought that was making me more empowered. I thought that was making me a better woman, you know? But it wasn't. It was just making me, I was so wrapped up in what other guys thought of me. I was so wrapped up in that I wasn't being true to myself, and I was actually hurting myself more. I was becoming disconnected from myself. I was insecure.
Saw that over time, right?
Yeah, I was so insecure during this time, even though I was doing all this stuff to empower me, and I didn't have any feelings, I was a savage, whatever. And it was like this insecurity, I was racked with it, and people couldn't tell from the outside.
But you felt it.
Yeah, and now I'm just like, I'm chill, like, you know, it's like,
and you learned from it, and that's what matters. And it doesn't necessarily even have to, I was in a relationship for almost 5 years, 4.5 years. One person, one partner the entire time, that person did not have their life together. Their life was chaotic. They're a gambler, drank all the time, literally all week long, didn't sleep well, ate like crap. And I started becoming like him.
Yeah.
Because that transference, no matter how much I wanted to get my life together, no matter how much I wanted to be like this superwoman, I would be with it. We lived together for a bit, so I would be with him every night or whenever we were together, and I would get that energy, and it would drag me down. And the second I got rid of them, like I told you, I leveled up. Yeah. I leveled my health, my finances, my career, my school, everything leveled up because I got rid of that. And I didn't know why, because I've always been a very positive, ambitious person. But when I was with this guy, I got his energy. So even if you do have one partner, recognize that you are taking on this person's energy, this person's soul energy. It's not just a physical thing. It's very, very deep.
We should talk about abstinence.
Oh, yeah, let's do that.
You know, whenever you're in between relationships, I know that a lot of people would probably find like can I say the F word? Buddy.
Yeah. I might keep it out.
Yeah. I don't know if we're gonna do monetization. So I think like that's kind of the thing where whenever you're single, when you've just got out of a long-term relationship, it's like normal for people to like date around and sleep with different people to like get over their ex and things. So I think it's important if you go through a breakup to take time for yourself.
Definitely.
Don't jump in straight away and be abstinent.
Clean your energy from that past person. There is power in abstinence. This is such an unpopular opinion, but there is so much power in not giving away your body, giving away your sexual energy. You will find yourself to be more creative, more confident, more happier with yourself, more clear-headed, because you
so secure in yourself, guys. You don't need anyone to validate you or your body or who you are as
and you're not getting that validation from sleeping with somebody.
Exactly.
You learn to get the validation from yourself and from having a fulfilling life that's not about that. There is so much power in abstinence. If you haven't lost your virginity yet, which is not like this whole big thing, don't stress about. I had somebody on my live the other day, and she's like, all my friends, I'm in high school, all my friends have lost my virginity, and I haven't, and they're picking on me. That's crazy to me. That's insane. How we become a society where it's just so easy to just give yourself
away.
And for
men too. We have to talk about that for men. Like you don't have to sleep around to be a man.
More than women even.
Exactly. There's such a pressure on men.
Masculinity.
It's toxic masculinity. You guys have a pressure that you have to be with a bunch of women to be a real man, and that's not true.
It's not.
Like think of it.
It's gross.
How it is. You know, like I wouldn't want a man who's been with like everyone, because I'm like, you picked up all those energies from all those different women, and who knows what else.
Exactly. Other than that.
And it's like, you don't want that. A good person would not want that. So even if it doesn't matter, like what the past is in the past, you know, don't worry about that. If you want to live an abstinent life, and I know like for men, if you want to start like a journey,
don't worry about your past. You're gonna be fine. You can cleanse. You can do energy cord cutting. You can cleanse yourself completely. If you have slept around a lot, I sleep a lot. If you have slept around a lot in the past, don't think that this is us saying you're screwed for life. Absolutely not. This is not coming from two virgins, okay? That's all I gotta say. You start your path whenever you want. You do whatever you want with your body. If this resonates with you, start today. If it doesn't, continue living your life. Thank you for giving us your time.
Exactly.
Do you have anything else before we talk about sexual transmutation?
I think that's good.
I want to know what your opinion is about sexuality and manifesting, because we didn't talk about this beforehand.
That's the thing is so I believe and this is something that I used to do. Like I used to do, and I wasn't even aware of it, and then you were like, oh, it's sexual transmutation. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, there's a word for it.
So whenever you're like doing the act, doing the deed, I sound like a grandma.
Whenever sleep with each other, intimacy.
Whenever you are with somebody, and like you know, you go through that and the orgasm and all that, that is very powerful energy. That is like a high that you know people. That's why people sleep around, because they want that high, you know.
And it's momentary when it's
your
just
vibration.
Sleeping around, but it happens. So there's a way to cultivate that energy.
So what I would say is like in that moment, I know it's like hard because you know you're in the moment, whatever, in a physical sense. But like if you kind of come out of your body in a way, you know, and experience it in a kind of an outer body experience kind of thing. Like get out of the physical part of it, and you start thinking like, you know, taking this energy and. for me, I don't start thinking of specific things.
Right.
I'm just like, how am I going to take this energy and make it something positive? Like, this is a very strong energy. So what I do is like in the moment, I'm gonna grab
in the moment.
In the moment.
No, this is good because people want to know how to do it.
Yeah.
And the information exists for men, but not for women.
Exactly. So what I just do is I'm like, this is what I need right now. This positive energy is what I need, and this is gonna amplify into the rest of my life, like that, like just in my being, myself. So yeah, that, I mean, I'm not like a huge expert on it, but since I figured out, you know, how to do it. And
I'm curious where the information came from, because I just learned about this more recently.
Well, I've actually known about this for about 2 years.
Wow.
I think it was like a post on Instagram was talking about it, and it was like and if I find it, I'll send it to you. You can put it.
Yeah.
It's like an infographic of, it's like people in a circle, you know, and they're like, it's like a drawing, you know, and people like having sex in a circle, and how like people reach out to each other, and like I'll show it because I can't explain it.
Maybe we'll find it.
But I saw that, and it got me in thinking like, okay, that makes sense, like why I used to feel like crap when I slept with a certain person. And then I got more into it, and I started seeing, and people were like, whenever you're orgasming, you know, that is a very high vibration to be in. So if you start like in that moment when it happens, you have to kind of detach from your body, from the physical sense, and start thinking about what you want to come into your life. You could also use it to strengthen your relationship with your partner.
Intention.
Yeah, like having an intention, like whatever this orgasm is gonna reach, even with them when they're in orgasm, whatever, think positive, like what you want out of the relationship, what love, like what do you want, like just think anything, like I'm talking in general terms.
No, but
anything you want. Yeah.
This is actually described briefly in the book Think and Grow Rich. Yeah. There's a whole chapter, I think, maybe, I don't know, it's called Sexual Transmutation. And it's literally cultivating the energy of the orgasm in order to, that heightened energy in order to manifest. So when you're in that heightened state, even thinking for a second of something that you want, it's going to amplify your manifestation and make you,
and it can literally just be that you, as you're reaching it, you become aware and think of it in that moment, and it'll send out such like a high perfect vibration.
Exactly.
But you know, that's one thing people even talk about, like, okay, I'm gonna get super graphic, but you know, people even say like, do it during masturbation. Like if that's you, if you want to do that, fine, you know. But I'm talking like, for me, like when you're in love with somebody, it's a very
I think that there's a difference. Yeah. Don't be using one night stands to make that happen, because it's not exactly the same.
Counterproductive.
Also, there's something about your partner knowing that you're doing that and doing that together.
Interesting.
Setting the intention for something beforehand, knowing that you're both going to manifest the same thing together at that point. So if you are in a loving relationship that's open, that you can, or you know, friends with benefits, whatever it is, whatever kind of relationship you have where there's love and good intention there, and trust, a lot of trust, you can talk to that person about it. Try this. Try kind of setting an intention beforehand, even for more connection. So you say like my intention is for us to become closer, more connected, more loving, maybe to get over this hump in our relationship. You can have that in your mind, you can just think it, but it'll be even more powerful if you tell your partner about it beforehand. And it also helps, like if your partner is the type that isn't a good communicator, and you feel like that's like an issue you have in your relationship, telling them, hey, like, no, it would be like, listen, we're gonna both think of a color or a number or a color and an animal. So you're like, okay, before we do this, I want you take your color and your animal, and then I'll take a color and an animal, and then when we're done, we have to guess each other's color and animal. But as we're thinking of the color and animal, I like that.
Yeah, we have to like send it to each other, you know, like think of it, okay, I'm trying to like receive what you're saying, and you receive what I'm saying, and we think of it, and then after it's done, this is how you can see if you two are aligned and in good. I think it's my hands.
I'm the same way. We're so very expressive.
Yeah. But yeah, just thinking of that, and that's like a good way to segue into it.
Yeah, you know, definitely. I like that, and that also helps with your intuitive abilities for sure. Yeah. Oh, that's really opens, because a lot of people. That's why you have to figure out like love languages and figuring out your partner, like what works for them, and so that you can open up that dialogue. Because I know, like for a lot of people, it's probably like strange, like a new thing. Yeah, it is. It's very different. But imagine the consciousness expansion you're receiving from trying this new thing. I think the most important thing in life is to have intention for for everything that you do and put meaning in everything that you do. A lot of us have sex meaninglessly. That's what we've been talking about this entire time. Imagine having meaning and intention for doing this seemingly meaningless act that people do every day, you know? Just setting an intention for that is just going to make life more meaningful, give it more satisfaction, make you feel more fulfilled even from this act that is supposed to fulfill you. It might completely change your sex life with your partner too. So that was a lot from us about sexual energy and spirituality, sexual transmutation. I would love to do another video about this with you. If you guys have more questions about it, leave them in the comments below, because you know this is such a broad topic. There's so much to cover.
I'm like, should I go? My mind is like, okay, this is
there's so much. That's why it was kind of hard for me to do it by myself. So this was perfect. I love when things are so organic and natural. So if you have questions, please leave them below. If you like this video, if you like Isabel on my channel, please give me a thumbs up. It really helps out the channel. Again, Isabel's channel will be linked below. Thank you for watching. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being on the channel.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it so much.
Until next time, keep your vibrations way.
It's so cool to hear you say that. And like she's like, hi, my baby. I'm like, oh my god, I'm like seeing her in real life.
I'm so happy. This worked out.